How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Robot Monster with us tonight. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
I'm Will. I sing and play guitar.
And I'm Logan, and I play drums, and I also sing background, too.
There we go. Awesome. Well, want to give a huge shout outs to Becky at Big Picture Media for getting Robot Monster on here. I've been watching you guys on TikTok as well as just, on all your social media. And I give you guys a lot of credit because to have that type of rise in popularity over the past couple years has been really cool to see. So excited to get to know more about your band. I had said to the guys I checked out and Get Somewhere. I'll leave links in the description to go pick up the new album. So go do it. Go support these dudes. But the first question I have for you guys, I'm sure you get asked this a lot. How did Robot Monster start out? What is the origin story of how the band kind of formulated and began to write music?
Yeah, well, so it initially started, Will and I were both individually posting videos of ourselves playing on social media, and it started in 2020, right around the beginning of the pandemic. We were both putting ourselves out there, and we always knew each other as musicians in the area in New Haven, Connecticut, but it wasn't until around August of 2020, after both sort of putting ourselves out there as a drummer and guitar player, building a little bit of a following, that we decided to start making some videos together. And Will had some rock riffs that he thought were cool, and I also liked them. So we just decided to make some content together. And so we put out a couple videos of us just outside in my patio. Just Will was playing one of his riffs. That's now a song on our album, and I was just jamming along, and we posted it right when Instagram Reels released its new feature.
Oh, very nice. All right.
Yeah, and to our surprise, those videos got quite a bit of attention. They got a couple 100,000 views just after posting the first one, and the other ones did too. So we realized that we had something with that, and so after we kept making more videos in late 2020 of us just playing instrumental stuff, some covers, some covered jams, some original riffs of us playing together, just going crazy. And that started to get us a lot of attention. And we had some really awesome musicians like Skrillex and
okay,
a lot of other musicians reach out to us. Fred Durst too.
Wow. That's awesome.
But it was really crazy. But the producer Jakir King, he's a really legendary producer, reached out to us on Instagram in October, and he said that he wanted to record us.
That's so sick. I'm sure you guys were thrilled. You were like, oh my God, what's going on here?
Couldn't believe it. Yeah, he followed us a while back. Yeah, I remember when he followed us, and then a couple of days later, a week or two later, he messaged us and said, interested in getting in touch with you guys, maybe recording you guys.
Wow.
So we had a couple, we had a Zoom, just a FaceTime with him.
Sure, yeah.
And it was cool. We were super excited, and he said, he's like, I like what you're doing. I like sort of the guerrilla style Instagram videos you guys are doing. And he said, if you guys can get together some strong songs, then let's get into the studio together. And so it was super cool. So he basically said, the first question he ever asked us was, do either of you guys sing?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because the videos we were doing on Instagram were no vocals. It was just, guitar and drums. And so the first question he asked us was, either of us sing? And I said, well, I sing. I like to sing. So then he sort of asked us, sort of take what you're doing on Instagram and maybe sort of add an element of vocals, and, we'll see if that works. And so we went from writing songs, and he liked what he heard. So, and that was before we had the name Robot Monster. Sort of collectively, we came up with the name Robot Monster, and sort of together created the vision of what became the band. So Logan and I were doing just guitar and drums, and we asked Jakir, will the album have bass? Will it have other instruments on it? And he said, no, let's keep it a raw duo. Let's keep it that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's just keep it guitar, drums, and vocals on the album. And we thought that was cool, and we thought, that took some balls to do that. Just guitar, drums, and vocals. So, yeah.
And that's sort of what spawned the band and writing process. It's like we didn't have an intention of like forming a band initially and going out there and playing like bars and basements
Yeah.
and get ourselves out there. We really were given this crazy from the heavens opportunity when Jakir reached out to us. It was like totally a absurd thing to happen, but really thankful for him because he's really helped us get our name out there. And now we, like a year ago, recorded with him, and we just put out our debut album in late August. So it's like it's crazy. It's been like we barely played any shows. We just opened for Stone Temple Pilots was our
Yes,
first show.
I saw that. That was wild. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Kudos.
which is like a whole other story. I appreciate that. And we also just were supporting the Bronx and Drug Church, two really
Yes.
great bands, just a week ago. So it's been like really crazy just to hop into playing shows. And so everything's so new. We're such a baby band, but we're excited to see where it leads.
Oh yeah, and I feel like with just the whole like I went and checked all of your social media as soon as Becky had emailed me over because first of all the name you can't help but like be like, okay, what's this band gonna sound like? What are they trying to do? So I went and looked and I was like, I love just what you guys are doing as like a duo. I think it's really refreshing. Again, I told you guys I had listened to Out as well as Get Somewhere, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, wow, these are some like really catchy grooves. And for me, I'm like more in the like metal, like the heavier sphere stuff. So it was nice to have something that's like I wouldn't say out of my comfort zone, but just something that maybe if someone had just recommended this to me, maybe I may have overlooked it, right? And so I love what you guys are doing because for me, it's like something completely different, a little bit fresh. I love the fact that it's just guitars, drums, and vocals. Like there's nothing else to hide it. It's just that's it. That's what you get. It's very like to the point, and I think that that's really neat. And I was really bummed out because I saw you guys post on Instagram. You guys came to Philadelphia, which I'm like pretty close to Philly. I would have loved to see you guys play it because I think like obviously in hindsight I could be like, oh yeah, it would have been sick. But next time in Philly, you guys play there, I'm definitely gonna be out there seeing you guys rip a gig. Um, but yeah, I gotta give you guys a lot of kudos again because I think um a lot of bands I would say struggled during the pandemic certainly, and I think you guys definitely did a great job of not only flourishing but also just I think you guys have just an honest approach to what you do, and I think that that's very commendable because I think when you watch videos you're like like what's the most doctored up thing that I can see, and that's not bad either, but I like when it's just like that's how they're gonna be like and I feel like you guys are very cut and dry, and I think that that is such a again a commendable thing to have, and for other people obviously to grab the attention of what you guys are doing, so keep it up. I
Thank
really
you.
like it. I had to ask on the Get Somewhere music video. I watched that one just before we hopped on, literally like moments before we hopped on this video call. I have to ask, as a videographer, I love the fact that you have the camera in front of your face and you throw it almost, and it like flies around and then winds up finding its way back like in like center frame. I need to know what type of like camera magic you guys worked because that to me, I was like, that's so cool. And then also the fact that the song is great as well. I was just so entranced, and I was like, I got to figure out how to do it. And I felt like the perfect people to ask are you guys since you created the music video. So, how did that happen? Because I am still kind of like flustered at what had happened.
Well, I'll tell you after the interview.
Oh, okay, great. So it's
Never
trade
reveal the
secrets.
secret.
Trade secrets. All right, great. I love it. But I have to say, like, the music videos are really cool. I like the fact that you're just in these like junkyards and stuff, like especially without it's just this whole like like a bunch of metal and like scraps, and it's just like you can't get much more like DIY than that. So I got to give you guys a lot of credit for putting those together because it's very interesting. Were you guys in bands before you started Robot Monster? Because I feel like there is some level of like when I listened to the music, I was like, they had to have been bands. There's no way. There's no way they weren't. I would be very shocked if you guys weren't.
Yeah, we were. We Logan and I have played in a couple other bands. We were in like a funk band. We were sort of in this other band. And like Logan said, you know, we had no intention of forming another band with Robot Monster at the time. So, you know, we just started uploading videos. So yeah, we played a lot together. I was in bands with Logan's older brother. Logan's
Wow.
Yeah, so going back years ago, back to when I was in high school. Yeah, so I'm a little older than Logan, and so yeah, I was in bands with Logan's brother, and then I was out of school, and Logan got in touch with me and said, "Hey, you want to play?" And I was like, "I'll play with this little kid." And sure enough, Logan at the time, because I hadn't seen Logan in years, because I knew Logan through his older brother.
Sure, yeah.
And I was like so impressed by how, because I remember when he started playing drums. I remember when Logan was a little kid started playing drums, and I was a little older. And so yeah, I had a gig this one time with Logan's older brother, and Logan sat in. He was like a little kid, sat in the gig.
What?
You
Oh,
know?
that's so sick.
And but yeah, so I was really impressed with you know, the musician he had become, and so we started playing in bands, and then you know, the rest
is history.
Rest
But that's awesome, and I also want to comment. I know you guys mentioned, you know, you had Skrillex reach out to you, Fred Durst. I also here see in the email Wesley Schultz of the Lumineers also reached out as well. Like, it must be such a cool like thing to just be like, you know what, like we were just trying to write riffs together, and then it ultimately ended up to this like much larger thing. And I think for me as like a content creator, that's cool. Like I think that's such a like DIY thing where you see that and you're like, you gotta give them props because I think it's so easy to just be like, you know, they got famous, they're getting bigger. Like now people are just gonna be like, yeah, I remember like when Robot Human was like way cooler and like, you know, back in the old TikTok days, you know, like I think it's cool to see like the growth of what you guys are doing and stuff, and so I feel like there's no shortage of just like cool opportunities again for what you guys are doing going further. So very excited. And the next thing that I have for you guys, for people who maybe aren't familiar with Robot Monster and what you guys are doing, you obviously have an album that just came out. What song would you recommend to a new listener that maybe isn't as familiar with your music?
That's a great question. That's Let's see. So it's an 8-song album. Let me think about the songs and what a really good one that sort of maybe Get Somewhere, maybe Caged.
Oh,
Caged
okay.
is the most popular one on Spotify right now. It's also sort of the first one, or technically the second one. The first one we really promoted because we had one out there. Maybe Big Bad Now. I'd say Big Bad Now, actually. What do you think?
Well, I would say our music has such a wide spectrum of.
I would agree. Yeah.
Which is like, because we really like a lot of different kinds of music. We don't really want to define ourselves in one style or niche of rock. But I think if you're not into heavy music, I would say check out our song Get Somewhere, because it's got more pop sensibilities. It's more versatile than in genre wise. But I think if you're more into like music, hard rock, maybe metal, check out Don't Be Smart or Out are definitely, I would say, our heaviest songs.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only there's only 9 songs out, so you should just check them all out.
That's facts.
What?
40 minutes?
45 minutes.
I feel like for me, as listening to only 2 of the songs, I like want to know what other variety that's on the album is going to be, at least for myself. Like, I don't know, I'm old, so I like the fact that I can listen to an album from front to back. I know most people are just like, yo, give me like the single, give me like 8 singles, and I'll be straight throughout the year. But I don't know. I'm an album guy, so I feel like for me, it's like I want to be able to kind of visualize like the first song to the last song and how like all of the songs like in terms of the singles that you guys have released at that time, like how do they all kind of compare in the album? Because I feel like single picking singles is so difficult with albums because you're just like, okay, what's gonna be the most radio friendly? What's gonna be like that song that's gonna like really drag someone in that maybe isn't familiar with the band? And that's always I can't even imagine picking a song because I feel like I would just go into like shock mode and be like, I don't know, just you pick the song that you feel is the best and you just go with it. So as again only listening to the 2 songs, and I don't know if either Out or Get Somewhere were one of the singles that you guys had released on the album when it dropped, but I feel like they were ones that I was really stoked on. So, and again, those were the first 2 that I initially listened to just out of the YouTube search. Um, but I'm excited to listen to it from front to back and then be like, okay, this is great placement, or like maybe they should have moved this song up here and then maybe move this one over here. I don't know. I don't have the creative ability to figure out where songs go on an album, um, but I feel like feel like you guys spent a lot of time trying to figure out where the songs need to go on the album.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm definitely an album guy too. You know, I sort of want to know the artist's intent and sort of what, you know, because yeah, like you're saying, the sequence of the album is very important, and we did spend a lot of time thinking about that. In conversations we had with our producer Jakir about the sequence, and so it's interesting actually. When we went down to Nashville the first time, we recorded 15 songs, and
Wow.
so eight ended up on the album. So we were sort of taking of that 15, and you know, we had 10 at one point, or we even got to 9, or
playing around with this.
yeah. So we ended up with 8, but yeah, no, that definitely took some time and some collaboration, and you know, to find the right sequence.
Yeah, and I hope that I don't know if those inevitable other songs will eventually make it to maybe a B-side or a deluxe version, but fingers crossed. I'd love to hear kind of the ones that didn't make it, you know. I don't know. I'm very much a music nerd in that aspect where I'm like, show me the demos. I want to hear some like really
Yeah.
weird shit that had happened, but you know, in terms of the songwriting and you guys going to Nashville to record the album, what song do you feel like changed the most over that from like the demo stages like early on to like the final product and the new album out, which guys check the links below.
That's a great question. You know, from the demo to the album, in terms of arrangement, not much had changed.
Okay.
But I'd say the one that changed the most, and that because, you know, like we recorded the demo back home and then showed it to Jakir, and he, you know, told us sort of what songs he liked, because we had we had songs, and we boiled that down to 15, and then we chose from those 15 we chose the on the album. So I'd say the one that changed the most, and it's because of Jakir getting involved in what he could bring to the table creatively. I'd say Big Bad Now, just sort of
I was gonna say Big Bad Now too.
Sort of the sonic atmosphere he was sort of able to create and give to that song, and sort of what he did with my vocals, and I'd say so I'd say probably Big Bad Now because of sort of sonically what Jakir has done with it.
All right. Well, I'll have to go listen to that one, and I'll email you guys or shoot you an Instagram DM and be like, yo, this one was crazy. I'm gonna have to give it a share. But guys, listen. All right, you heard it from the guys Robot Monster. Just check out all of Out. It'll be all in the description. So go give it a listen, and then let us know in the comments what your favorite track are down below, because I would love to know what you guys think about this album. But the next question I have for you guys is a crucial one. Who are you guys influenced by? Who kind of got you started out on your respective instruments, and who influences your style more currently now?
Sure. Oh man, so I'm personally influenced. Sorry, got
It's
a
all
little
good.
cough. Hopefully it doesn't affect the sound. I'm influenced by so many artists. Honestly, rock and metal was never like my big thing. I was listening to more funk and funk, jam bands, fusion, like lots of music where I feel like the drumming was more complex and
Sure. Yeah.
there were more chops and stuff. I was listening influenced by like a lot of older stuff like Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, uh, Parliament, Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers, but then like also like I like a lot of the newer like stuff that has more um funk elements in it. I'm a big
Okay.
funk guy. That band Wolfpack.
Oh.
Um, I like Lettuce.
Oh
I
yeah.
like
Oh yeah. Okay.
Puppy.
Mm.
There's this new band called Goose that I think are really
Ooh. All right. All right.
yeah they're super cool. They're actually from Connecticut too. And I played a gig with the percussion player. They're changing their scene. They're really awesome. But anyway, influenced by a lot of that. But it was recently that I was influenced by a lot of heavier stuff. My recent influences have been like System of a Down, um, Nirvana, Rage Against the Machine, Slipknot.
Ooh. Okay.
So many. A lot of more heavier stuff now. So I feel like I've combined a lot of my more funk, jazz infused artists with more modern. I guess you could say modern. Heavy. Like in my drumming, I try to like mix like the genres I like. Like I don't try to play like uh supposedly how a rock drummer
Yeah.
play because that's just not how I feel as a drummer. And just both like so many different genres inspire me. Even like singer songwriter stuff like Ben Folds and I don't know, James Taylor even inspires me. So yeah, that's all. Will.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'd say then I'm definitely I'd say I'd bring more of the heavy elements to the band. I was big into Metallica and System of a Down as well, and all the Megadeth,
Mm-hmm.
Sabbath, as well as a lot of '90s hard rock and grunge. Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden, Nirvana, yeah, those type of bands. More recently, Radiohead. I love
Ooh.
Radiohead.
Yes. Yeah. They're
Great.
great.
OK Computer is one of my all-time favorite albums. As well as Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Also, I have a bit of a jazz education, so
Oh wow. Okay.
Wes Montgomery and John Coltrane, and
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I feel like you guys kind of do a good job, and like this was the first initial thought process of like listening to your music, is that you guys kind of blend this cool mix of, I would say, like classic rock sort of vibes, which is like what I grew up listening to. I'll be 30 next year. So I feel like that was the stuff I grew up listening to. So you guys kind of have that like nostalgic kind of like classic rock feel. Then you have like a grungy kind of feel from like a Nirvana, a Stone Temple Pilots, kind of that sort of lane of music. And then I think there's just like a tiny smidgen of like modern rock in there where I was like, okay, you guys kind of hit the full gambit of different things. And I will say, to the credits of both Will and Logan, I think that the album you got to listen to, because I've only listened to two songs and I feel like they're completely different in terms of like they're still in that rock genre, but I feel like they definitely have different sounds, and you're not going to be able to get the full experience if you're just like, okay, I'm going to listen to the most current single, or I'm going to listen to like the last single they released before they released the album. So I would definitely recommend listening to the album. Much to my credit, I am also going to listen to the album as well, so I can tell you guys to listen to it. So post Brandon will put some text on the screen to say thumbs up, go listen to it. I already know I'm probably going to enjoy it because I love the two songs I listened to. So I feel like I'm going to get so much more out of it now talking with you guys. But yeah, you guys kind of have that like dynamic duo kind of thing, like White Stripes. That was another band I was thinking of. Like You guys kind of got that vibe, and I wasn't really picking up on the whole like funk stuff that Logan was saying, but he has said it, it's almost as if like it's unlocked something in your songs where I'm like, okay, now I can kind of hear like the more like odd things that I would have never picked up on initially. So I also got to give you credit for all of the great funk bands that you mentioned. Lettuce is fantastic. Snarky
Yeah,
Puppy, love them too. Just like I'm all about the whole like jazz fusion vibe of
Yeah.
same. That's
so good
totally,
stuff.
And we saw Snarky Puppy together in New Haven.
yeah.
Ooh. I want to see them. They were playing around me, and unfortunately, I think just because of COVID, they like canceled the tour. So
Mhm.
I'm fingers crossed that they'll be back out and touring again because I want to just get like my mind absolutely blown by the like sheer talent of what those guys do.
It's
It's pretty incredible.
like technical virtuosity at the high bar.
Yeah.
That's what I just love about it. It's
Musical
like
vocabulary at the heart of it. It's just endless musical
Yeah.
vocabulary. It's just incredible.
pushing
Yeah.
jazz
Pushing the boundaries of
chops
genres. Yeah.
forward to a new height I've never seen before.
Oh, 100%. Like I've seen so many like live videos of them like doing stuff in the studio, and I'm just like I just like get up from my chair and leave. I'm just like I'll like I consider myself like an amateur musician, and I feel like I wish I was at that level of chops, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But
Gosh.
the next question I have for you guys, keeping it more current, what are you guys listening to now? What's on your Spotify? What have you guys been listening to lately?
Yeah, so as of lately, like my tastes always seem to go dependent on my moods. Like I always feel the need to say that like I listen to a lot of heavy stuff and try to tell people, oh, I listen to what so-called critics say is the most respectable stuff to listen to. But I think like I go through phases when I'm feeling more sentimental, a little bit nostalgic. Like I really love Ben Folds.
Oh,
And I love the Ben Folds 5. Like that's like the songwriting, his songwriting is so, I just think is so great and so deep. So I listen to him a lot nowadays. Also I've been listening to also some Death Cab for Cutie and just more stuff that more lighter stuff lately. I've been listening more, getting back into some of the jam bands I used to listen to, like Fish and Humphreys McGee.
ooh, yeah.
Is a great band.
Mm-hmm.
A couple months ago, if you asked me what I was listening to, I probably would have said like Foo Fighters, Chili Peppers, System of a Down, Deftones. Now I'm in a lighter phase, more like more just lighter music right now. I'm craving more just for the variety. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, forgot what I was saying.
It's all good. It's all good. I like the fact that you guys switch it up and have some like softer music, you know. I feel like there's this common trope with like listening to heavier music that you're like can't listen to pop music, can't listen to light music, and it's just like no, I'm gonna be listening to some like, you know, nice pop music or something like that on a drive home when I've listened to just like five bands scream in my face. Listen, I'm not gonna put on I'm not gonna put on another metal record. As much as I'd love to, I just feel like it's just overload. So I definitely get you on that, Logan, just having some more
Yeah.
like softer tunes, you know?
And yeah, so many people are ashamed to say like what like
Yeah.
they feel like they can't talk about some of the artists they listen to. And it's like it's okay if you like metal or screamo or whatever and
Yeah.
also listen to One Direction or something.
I heard
Yeah.
Stephen Wilson.
It's okay.
Stephen Wilson of Porcupine Tree. You know Porcupine
Yeah.
Tree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I heard him say he has a really cool podcast called the Album Years, where him and another guy from Porcupine Tree, they just take a year and they just talk about albums from that
Oh
year.
wow. Okay.
Album years. And he was basically saying like, there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure, like in music.
Oh
If
yeah.
you,
I love
no,
that.
you
That's what
know,
my girlfriend says too.
Yeah.
Why do people have guilty pleasures?
yeah, there's no with music. There's no such guilty pleasure. So, yeah. I'm on a similar wave as Logan. I've been listening to some singer songwriter stuff. I've been listening to like Nick Drake a lot.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Bowie. And I'm always listening to the heavy stuff though. I'm always listening to like.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah. Also trying to listen to some modern music, see what's going on. Why is just yeah,
See what's going on.
See what's going on these days. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta piggyback on what Will said about not having any guilty pleasures. I say this all the time. I love the new Harry Styles record. I thought it was very cool, more like in that indie wave. And people like again, it's just like if you say that, it's like it's taboo. It's taboo. You can't say that. It's like the same thing with absolutely adore Dua Lipa. Like I think her music is just so good, and I love the kind of like 80s like pop vibe that she's got going on right now. So I don't know. If you like music, you shouldn't have to feel guilty to like whatever you like, whether it be like hard rap, country music, whatever. It might not be my cup of tea. Country music is certainly not my cup of tea, but I'm sure there's artists out there that, I might enjoy. So if you think you can send them to me, please send them. I'll go check them out at the very least. So, but great answers. Death Cab is one of my favorite bands. So I always got to give them a shout. So, very cool. And the next question I have for you guys, a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I think I was talking about how I really like Ben Folds. I would love to take a Ben Folds song. No song in particular, but maybe like one of his lighter songs, more piano songs, and make that heavy and more alt rock kind of sounding.
All right.
Because I'm just such a big fan of his stuff.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, definitely something we could give sort of a twist to, give it sort of a, do it in the style that we do it, robot, something that you wouldn't expect. I don't know, maybe the song just comes to mind just because I've been
flying in your nose.
I don't know, this song just popped in my head just because I've been listening to a lot of Nick Drake. Maybe just I'm not sure if you know the song Riverman by Nick Drake. It's such a beautiful song. I don't know, it just came to mind. Maybe if we could give that sort of a, do a twist on it that we sort of do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Classical.
I know, I gotta give a thought to that. It's a lot of cool songs that you cover.
I feel like you guys have got two really good answers. And so I feel like, your fan base should weigh out in the comments below. Let us know which one you would love to hear from Robot Monster. I'm sure they're going to check out the comments. Or if you have a really good suggestion that you would love to hear them cover, drop it down below in the comments. I'm sure they'll check it out. I feel like they could do a White Stripes song very interestingly, obviously in that same duo sort of category, but so it might be a little bit biased, but I feel like they got a different spin on that type of music. So I would be very curious to see how you guys would play out on that one. But the next question, guys, I must ask this. What is your favorite food to eat? What's your go-to?
Ooh, that's a good question.
My favorite food is pizza.
Ooh. Okay. Now I gotta ask. You've opened the wormhole, Logan. What is like the quintessential like pizza topping for you? Do you got one?
The quintessential pizza topping is for me would be no topping, just cheese.
What?
Sauce.
Oh, okay. All right. Politically neutral.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, like New Haven, pretty well known for its pizza, and Pepe's in New Haven, it's pretty well known.
Ooh, okay.
Dave Portnoy, whatever, he goes around rating pizzas. He gave it a pretty good rating.
Shots fired. All right. What do you got, Will? I'm not. Listen, I don't need the Barstool fan base to come after me for I'll defend you guys as best as I can. You know, I'll be the human meat shield. You know.
He's Barstow's right. They're kind of poor. My favorite food though, I don't know. I like Mexican food.
Ooh, okay. I'm a man of culture. I like that. You know, some burritos. You know, I'm
Yeah,
about it. Some tacos. Yeah. All right.
totally.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Probably my second favorite food. Chicken cheese quesadillas.
There we go. Guys, let us no, I'm kidding. I was gonna say let us know in the comments if you're hungry because now I'm just gonna now I'm starving, you know. But next question I have for you guys, another fun one. If you guys could pick somebody to collaborate with as a
Ooh.
guest feature on an up and coming Robot Monster record, who would you love to have on?
Oh man.
I think I'd like to do someone like of the past and someone present. That way,
Okay,
it,
give me both, Will. I want to hear both sides of the coin here.
I'd say someone just of the past who is a big influence on me. I'd say James Hetfield. Just go for the big. That would be an honor. Just you do a song with. Have a Robot Monster song and he guest sings on it or something. Like that would be a dream come true. So I'd say James Hetfield of Metallica.
All right, all right, all right.
I don't know. That's something I have to think about. I don't know. What about you, Logan? I think I'll come back to it.
I think a lot of people ask us why don't we have a bass player, and we're not getting a bass player. But not for the time being.
Yeah.
But I've always been a big fan of Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think bass players. It would be really cool to try having him on maybe like a live song. Like we play something live together, and to hear his bass on it would be super cool. So instrumentally, just like having him on bass, I feel like would be sick.
Yeah, it would be.
And then I was thinking about having like, a vocalist, like maybe like Adele. Maybe having Adele on one of our songs, having her have a feature.
All right, all right.
But with like a ballad, like a we have a
power.
couple songs that I feel like would work really well with somebody with a vocals as good
Those
as
pipes.
her.
Yeah, totally. I totally hear that. Yes,
Yeah.
like a power rock ballad with like Adele. What she does on that. That's a great answer. Yeah,
Did you come up with another answer, Will?
man. I'm gonna just steal Logan's. Go with Adele. No.
Oh, all right, all right. Doubling down on the Adele.
You mentioned do it. Maybe just have her just do like I don't know. That'd be
Ooh.
fun.
All right, all right. Well, guys, listen. It has come to that time. Twitter.com. You go tag Robot Monster on Twitter. We also tag Metallica, Adele, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dua Lipa. Listen, gotta get my girl on the track. And then you type in collab ? And then Elon Musk either approves or denies that. Like I said, I don't own Twitter, and I'm also not a legal scholar. So, listen, you do it as you may, but I'm just saying if you put it out in the universe, the manifestation, so I just want to let you know that it's a possibility. So you could be a part of history. So just putting it out there.
Thank you.
There you go. Well, guys, let us know. Listen, they're already in the studio working on this major collab track. So as soon as this Twitter thing just blows up, they're gonna drop it. So be on the lookout. Keep your eyes peeled. But next question, guys. Obviously, you play guitar and drums respectively. But if there was another musical instrument you could master, what would it be?
For me, it's easily piano. Like I play, I a lot of the songs that are on our album, I wrote, it started out something I wrote on piano.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I play piano, but I'm definitely not a pianist. And, if I could, if I really took the time, I feel like I could, because I have knowledge of music theory and, I could get my piano chops up there, but, it's sort of just where I want to put my time. I choose to put my time more into the guitar. But definitely the piano. It's easy one for me.
And for me, it would be a bass. Just because we're in a band without a bass doesn't mean I don't like playing with a bass. But I think for like, I just there's something about playing with a bass player that's just as a drummer is really great. Grooving with a if you're gonna groove, then having a bass is pretty important. So for me, it would be bass.
There we go. We love it. Obviously, again, no bass player right now, but who knows? Maybe in a couple years they'll be like, "Listen, we need that low end. We need to, we need to have a little bit more like bottom end there." So can't confirm or deny that it's gonna happen. This may age gracefully or very poorly. So who knows? Who knows? But the next question I have for you guys, as you can tell, I'm a huge nerd, so I always love asking this question. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Ooh, shoot, I don't play a lot of.
Were
video
there some
games.
Pokemon back there?
Those are some Pokemon back here. Yes, I have
Yeah,
an obscene amount.
Was that a Squirtle? I used
Yeah.
to play some. I know
So
it's yeah.
these are the original. Well, I guess this one's blocked, but that one is Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and then I have Mewtwo here, and then Meowth is doing some sneaky stuff back here, and then Growlithe's in the front here, and Psyduck, obviously. So I'm just a huge nerd, so obviously this is no surprise to anybody that watches my content.
Yeah, no, it's good to be a nerd.
We're both nerds.
Music nerds.
Music nerds, there you go.
I'm just a nerd. I'm just a nerd.
I feel that.
So, video game character, I'd either be. Let me think about that. I'd either be Mario, so you go around like jumping and
Jumping in junkyards.
yeah, jumping in junkyards. Or let me think. Let me think of. So that's a Nintendo one. I'd also maybe Master Chief because he's just
Ooh, all right.
he's going around like he's like a superhuman guy. I don't know. Right. Yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. I like it. Logan, do you have an answer, or are you gonna pass on this one?
I've never really played many video games, but if I had to give an honest answer, I'd say on the Wii, I just make a me of myself and be myself.
I love that. My man took this answer and question in strides. Kudos. I love that answer. Who doesn't love a good me? They're just like the most obnoxious shit you can think of. So I love it. So kudos to Logan on the answer here. But also love Will's answers. Again, obviously huge Nintendo fan, so I feel like you're preaching to the choir here. The next question I have for you guys, I promise it's music related, so we'll get back on track here. If you guys were to compile a dream tour lineup, including Robot Monster, who would be the most coolest dream tour you can think of?
Alive or dead?
Why don't we do Alive? I feel like that one might be a slight bit more difficult.
Okay.
You wanna
You go first.
Okay, I would say Rage Against the Machine.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Red Hot Chili I'm just gonna put Taylor Swift on there.
Wow. Okay, a left field pick. I like this.
And then let's get the Rolling Stones on there. They're still killing it.
Yeah.
They still are. Yeah, he's got it. All right. Respect. All right. This is very strange. I feel like the crowd is very much going to be split very much down the middle, but I like it. You guys kind of hit that like if like the Swifties and like the Rolling Stones fans are over here, and then you have like some of the other like Rage Against the Machine, those fans are going to be here, and then like Robot Monsters right in the middle. Their fan base is like kind of there. So okay. I see the vision. Logan. I like it. Will, what do you got?
Okay, let's see. I second Red Hot Chili Peppers with Smashing Pumpkins.
Ooh.
Soundgarden, and Metallica. Keep it simple. Just those four bands.
Ooh. That would be great. I would go see that. 100%.
Chris Cornell is gone, so I kind of cheated there.
But we love Chris Cornell. I would allow you to resurrect Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell, salutes. Love Soundgarden. But yeah, guys, listen. This tour is gonna be nuts. Pre-sale tickets in the bio already. Listen, world tour, 2023. You thought playing with Stone Temple Pilots was gonna be the beginning. Nah, we're going straight to the moon. 2023, guys, get ready. Again, this is all manifestation. I'm telling you, it's real. So if you want to make it happen, I mean, nothing's stopping you. So, the next question I have for you guys: favorite TV show, favorite movie.
Ooh. Okay.
My favorite TV show at the moment. Have you heard of I Think You Should Leave?
Oh my God, yes. That's so okay. Oh, this is good. I like this. All right,
The one
Logan.
we watched with Josh, the one with Tim Robbins.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
right. That
so
was, that was
funny. This show is some of the. It's. I love that kind of skit humor.
Yeah.
But it takes like cringy moments to the next
Oh
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
And uncomfortable humor. And that show, Tim Robinson is a
He's nuts.
genius.
He's nuts, yeah.
So so painfully relatable. So that's my favorite show right now. That's new.
Yeah, I'd say similar show. I'd say Impractical Jokers.
Oh,
You know?
yes.
So funny. So funny. Just never gets old. It's just, never
It's when
gets
they're
old.
like in the room and they're just like, do this shit, and then like they all start break. That's great. I just love that. You can't help but laugh,
Yeah.
What
And
about
I'd say-
movies, guy?
What's that? Movies? I'd
Movies,
say
yeah.
on a more serious, no, not a serious note, just not a comedy. I'd say I've always loved M. Night Shyamalan's movies. Like Sixth Sense,
Ooh.
Unbreakable. The Village is probably my favorite. Maybe The
Ooh,
Village.
okay,
Village.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for movies, okay. Have you seen Smile? The new movie.
I have not, but I know what movie you're talking about though.
So it's I saw it with my girlfriend very recently, and our expectations weren't well, we went in not knowing what to expect. It was one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. The psychological kind of thriller component to it is so good, and the cinematography is just so cool. Like they film upside down sometimes. It makes you creates such a feeling. It evokes such an unsettling feeling without even being too like gory or pop out scary. So that is like one of the best horror movies I've ever seen in my life. Smile, such a good film. I highly suggest anybody that likes horror movies to go see it.
I did see like promo of it, and it was just like they hired people to like stand into like crowds or whatever, and they would just like ominously look into the camera with like a big grin, and I was like, what is this? Like I don't even know like if I would even want to go see it just for the sheer fact that I don't even think these people are in the movie, but like you couldn't pay me enough to be like look sinister in a camera. Like I don't feel like I could ever look sinister, but these people look scary as shit. That's all I'm gonna say. So I was like, nah, that's I'm not about that.
I saw that promo. That's right. Like at a baseball game.
Yes.
Like staring into the camera.
And she's just smiling. I'm gonna have nightmares now. But I love that you guys just said obviously like the Impractical Jokers is great, and I Think You Should Leave is great. All I could think of when Logan said that was the one where he's like eating the hot dog and he just starts choking, and I felt bad for laughing, but it was just so dumb. It was like arguably like the most cringe thing you can watch. But yes, I definitely recommend, guys, if you like that. Yes. It's great. I highly recommend watching it. It's so funny, especially if you love like cringe content. 10 out of 10. It's great.
Yeah.
Next question I have for you guys: if you were trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one album you could bring with you to listen to, what album would that be?
Okay. One album. Just one album.
I take the compilation of a 500 compilation track album of the most classic songs of all time.
Oh.
I'd probably have to say Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. If I had to.
Ooh. All right. I like Will's answer. Logan's, I'll give a pass. It's like when you're in grade school. I was like, I'll give him a D. That's like passable. Not very happy with it, but I'll give him the pass because technically it is an album, quote unquote. So I
I
feel like
cheat the system.
cheat the system, So next time, I'm hoping that Logan has a good answer for me when I ask him this again. But the last thing, guys, the most important thing, I've been rounding out a lot of my interviews with this recently, and I feel like it's a really good question to ask you guys is for people who have stuck with watching this interview for roughly an hour, thank you guys for hanging out and watching, first and foremost. But secondly, what do you want people to take away from Robot Monsters, whether it be from like the lyrical perspective or your band collectively? Like, what's the type of vibe you want people to like walk away from knowing about your band and like what you guys do?
Well, I would just say that with our music, we just want to create a space where people can go and be accepted for who they are, no matter what, they like to listen to or anything. We want to create an inclusive space where people can just be themselves and where authenticity shines first. We want to just create sort of that culture, and I think that something that I feel like has been missing in a lot of the world lately is just I think authenticity and realness, and I would just love to help with that, help lift up people that feel like they're too weird or too different to fit in. I would like to lift those people up and show them with to show them that they are special no matter what, no matter who they are, and just create key concert environments that really can more almost be like a family reunion
Yeah.
of misfits who all come together and can connect on behalf of their uniqueness.
Yeah, I definitely second what Logan's saying about a lot of those things, the authenticity factor. I think our songs, we don't really write songs about personal experiences that we've had. We write songs about just the human experience, and and sort of just taking maybe a truth, something that is true, and just sort of expressing it through our lyrics and our songs. And so there's something, because we're all human at the end of the day, no matter where we come from. And so there's something there for at least we hope that there's something there for everybody, and that our music, it's we're celebrating life at our shows, and we're just celebrating the human experience. So that's all I can say.
There we go. Well, guys, obviously can definitely agree with that in that aspect because I feel like I'm a hella weirdo. Like I obviously interview bands for fun, so I feel like there's certain level of weirdness that comes with that. So I love that aspect, and for me, like my whole goal for my channel is just to have a community that like loves music, and I feel like you guys are definitely evoke that sort of ideology very much similar to me. So again, welcome to the fam, and obviously you can direct my fam to Robot Monsters. Where can they find you guys at? What do you have coming up? Where they can pick the album up at? Yada yada. Tell them where they can find you at, guys.
Got the album right here. You can
Oh
order
yeah.
it on CD, cassette, or you can stream it on Spotify. Yep.
Just look up Robot Monster anywhere on Instagram, TikTok, Google, and it will come up. We're selling lots of merchandise.
Yeah, we're Robot Monster Music at Robot Monster Music on TikTok and Instagram. You can check out our website. We got T-shirts. Yeah.
T-shirts.
There we go. Awesome. Well, again, massive thanks to Becky at Big Picture Media. Love her to death. She's always got some great bands to have on. So, again, glad to include Robot Monster into the fold. I did not know you had vinyl, and you have ticked an itch in my body now that I have to go buy it because that's what I'm addicted to is music. So I feel like I gotta add you guys to my vinyl loving collection. So please go pick up Robot Monster's newest album. It is very good. I'm excited to listen to it. It's called Out. Links below. Go pick it up on cassette. They have CD. There's no media that it's not on, I don't think. So go, whatever your preference is. If you stream it, if you like the physicals like me, go do it. Go pick up some merch. I'm definitely going to check it out because, listen, I love vinyl, so you guys already know that. I'm gonna pick it up definitely. And again, if you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It goes a long way. The audio version is going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms. So if you don't want to look at us, which listen, we'll both be very sad if you don't want to look at us. You know, I feel like we are all genuinely like handsome people. So if you don't want to look at us, I'm going to be real sad, but if you want to listen to the audio, it'll be everywhere on there. And again, huge thanks to the guys for coming on Robot Monsters. Go check them out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.